flat Earth and joint not being a globe and in space and orbiting and flying around. So I mean, it's real simple to understand that the Earth is flat. Basically, North Pole or magnetic north is in the middle of the Earth, and all around the Earth is south. I mean, it's that simple. Like Australia's here, the U.S. is here. As you can see, if you go south from the U.S., you'll end up, at Antarctica. If you're at, let's just say, turn it around, since it's a circle, and you go in circle east to west, all around the Earth. If you're in Australia and you go south, you'll be at Antarctica. I mean, it's that simple. South leads to Antarctica, and you can go around in a circle all the way around from east to west, just like the sun and the moon go around the Earth. And it's so simple to see that. If you're at the North Pole or magnetic north, or to the point where you can go south, you can go south, but you can't go back south and continue to come up north back around. It's not like that at all. And the truth is, Antarctica surrounds us all the way around. Every direction is south going to it. So if I'm here in the U.S., in D.C., if I want to go west to California, I would just go this way. If I keep going west, I'll go all the way around, and I will be over here in China. That's how it works. Basically, it's that simple.
Heliocentrism, 1482. Astronomers, scientists, the church, everybody just decided that they worship the sun at the same time. We do it today. This image that you never seen. Basically, more facts, sunlight going through, different facts, different questions to ask yourself. Everything on is a question you can just ask yourself, like, why do you see the moon during the day? It's just questions like that. Basically, this all this book is questions for real. And some truth. Horizon line, cities, you see them, but they should look like this because of the curvature of the earth. I mean, you don't see that, though. The earth is spinning in 1,000 miles an hour. You should be able to just hover above it without moving and then travel, basically. But, nah. Speed, the gun, 1,500 miles an hour. But micrometeors travel 3 times as fast as that. So, astronauts, anything in space, just destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Break the core model. They bring you all the facts they got, but they can't prove none of it. It's like at the end of the day, they only been 8 miles deep. I mean, us humans, but they'll tell you, they can see the Earth's core. It's made of iron, spin around. They can tell you which way it's spinning. I mean, be for real. I mean, GPS. They want you to believe that satellites exist. Cell towers, power lines for miles all around Earth. Sea-based cables. I mean, come on. I mean, that's how you track cars. I mean, Aaron Hernandez, the courts, that's what they use. You know what I'm saying? They track your cell phone. They don't use the satellites, they use towers. The news, they tell you they know tomorrow's weather at radar break. We can see the weather from the satellites. Nah, you use the weather Doppler, 28-foot dish on Earth, not satellites. Stop lying. Stop believing. Use your logic. More questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? They telling you all this. You just believe what they tell you since kindergarten. Before then, daycare. The moon. I mean, you look and see the moon every day. You know what I'm saying? 8 phases, 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Every 30 days it changes. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to see a black dot in the spot. I mean, in the air. A black dot right in the sky every 6 months from when the sun is between the earth and the moon. You know what I'm saying? When the moon is between the sun and the earth. So it's like the moon never changes. You only see one side of it. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you there's another side, the dark side of the moon. For real. Like they'll tell you satellites exist. How you go, the higher it gets. Satellites can't exist up there. Nothing can exist. 25,000 satellites, nah, they're not up there. You don't ever see them. Use your logic. Use your brain. Right off break. Media, movies, education system, government, mathematics, you know what I'm saying? Light, right off break. I mean, it reflects the bed, the wall, the ground. Take those things away. What does it reflect? And it's so simple about your equations. Nothing is proven, but you say it's true. More about the flat earth. I mean, just being flat, and you can still travel around east, west. You know what I'm saying? Just in a complete circle. People claim they circle the earth. They just went in circles. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Textbooks, they teach you everything you need to know, and you just feed it. But they teach you like Richard Byrd, travel the whole earth, like climb mountains. He been to Antarctica, the South Pole, North Pole. I mean, he'll tell you what he say, what he seen. You know what I'm saying? What they want you to believe. The Antarctic Treaty, things like that. Don't go that far. Don't go that deep. More about satellites. You know what I'm saying? They say it go like this. They could track your position and using satellites. Nah. Flight times DC to California. I've done it. California to DC. It's 5 hours 10 minutes. I mean, no matter you go there, it's going to be that way. It doesn't change. I mean, it should change. I mean, the world's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Flight time should be different both ways and going there and back, east west. I mean, come on, we spinning east west, so it should be. Belfort experiment. You know what I'm saying? People actually got on the lake, checked to see the boat, no curve. They could see this same boat using a telescope. Google will make you believe that they got satellites. They can show you the whole world. Google Earth. They use high altitude planes. I mean, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, man. You can see a lighthouse on the ocean, miles away. It should be under the earth. I mean, more questions. Just ask yourself. Stop believing what you told. I mean, just do your own research. Stuff they're not gonna teach you in the textbooks. And they'll tell you about the Van Allen belts. It's made of plasma, of course. It's made of plasma. Plasma melts metal. Satellites are made of metal. I mean, but they tell you they have satellites beyond. They went beyond this. You know what I'm saying? But hey, believe it or not, but the telescope is bread and butter. Galileo. I mean, I see Jupiter has moons. I mean, be for real. It's just light. So all you see is light. I don't know how much they paying NASA, but all you see is light. I mean, you can use your logic, your eyes, and see the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. The moon and the sun the same size. They'll tell you it's a million miles away, and come on, use your vision. I mean, be for real. You're only being 8 miles deep. Can't be a core model. I mean, oil rigs go through the water, then through the earth. I mean, it only 8 miles. Only 8 miles. Come on. Brother NASA. Carbon dating. They want to explain everything. And they want to just disprove the Bible right off break. I mean, they tell you, you know what I'm saying, they can check the carbon, you know what I'm saying, check the nitrogen, all that, or the decay, and just tell you exactly what, you know what I'm saying, when things are dated, when they exist. You know, they do the same thing with rocks, potassium to argon, you know what I'm saying. Volcanoes say the shit that come out the volcanoes say it's thousands of years, but they'll tell you that they found rocks billions and millions and billions of years ago. Come on, be for real. The Earth access the pole switch. You know what I'm saying? Every 25,000 years. I mean 225,000 years. How would you be able to test that? But once. I mean, come on. You tell me this, I'm not gonna believe that. Be for real. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Star spectrum. I know it's light. But this how they tell you they see the stars. Red, farthest away, blue. So when they see something blue, it means it must be close or red. Like our star is yellow, the sun, they call it a star, you know what I'm saying? It's star, the sun, and the moon, but we call it a star. But the Doppler effect, sound waves, light waves, this is how they do it, you know what I'm saying? Short wavelengths. I mean, your mind make it real. You keep believing it, you know what I'm saying? More questions to ask yourself. Salt water, we don't, you know what I'm saying, you can float in salt water, you know what I'm saying, different stuff. NASA tell you they've been to the moon exactly 50 years ago today, exactly 50 years ago. You believe it. They tell you they haven't, you know what I'm saying, today they tell you they haven't been, but, and they tell you they did. But, you know, star trails, time lapses, in Chile, South America, places like that, they can, you know, see the stars going counterclockwise and below the horizon, just fake CGI, fake pictures. There's a lot of fake stuff, paintings that you see all the time when you Google or when you go research, go to a museum. It's all fake, but you claim it to be true. The wind is in every direction. The world spins. You know what I'm saying? It should be one direction with the wind, but it don't matter. If they tell you they see a South Pole star, you know what I'm saying? It's a North Pole star, of course. Everything, you know, your compass points magnetic north and north. But, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't point south. You go south, you can't go south and come back, you know what I'm saying, all the way back around. It's impossible. It's impossible. More questions to ask yourself. You see the light, you know what I'm saying, from a car, from a flashlight. I mean, you don't see the bulb. You see the light from a distance. That's how you view the stars. You see light. You don't see, like, rings and planets and shapes and circles and stuff. Like you don't see those things like that. You know, you don't. Like, you can't count, like, you know what I'm saying, like counting a million ants or counting a million, like, bees or grains of sand, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's impossible, but they can do it. You know what I'm saying? They can do anything with mathematics, and you believe in the shit. At the end of the day, density explains everything. How dense stuff is. You know, hot air is denser than cold air. You know what I'm saying? So it flows. You know what I'm saying? Buoyancy, but ice cubes in water. You know what I'm saying? I throw an ice cube at you, that shit gonna hurt. I mean, that shit floats in water. It's just amazing. You know what I'm saying? The laws of matter. You know what I'm saying? But gravity explains everything. Fuck density. Gravity is everything they say. Gravity explains why the moon does this, why the earth flies, gravity, why you fall, why the apple hit the man in the head, all that extra shit. But planets, Roman gods, all the beliefs, all that shit is just pagan. Pagan, all the planets, you know what I'm saying? Worship of the sun. You know what I'm saying? Just a good sun and moon, how it rotates around the earth day and night, stuff like that. But back to gravity, all the calculations of it, all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You believe it, please don't. Oh my goodness, oh gee. The scientific method, they don't even use it. Discard things you can't prove. You can't prove that shit. You can't prove none of this stuff that they put in textbooks. Your textbooks, fuck textbooks cost $100 something. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Anyway, more science, more space, more satellites, NASA in space, heliocentrism and NASA partners tag team, worshiping the sun, everything you call. All the triple sixes, the Earth tilt. You know what I'm saying? The Earth tilt 23.4, but 666. The Earth rotate around the sun 600,000 miles. All the sixes. You know what I'm saying? The number, I hate the number at the end of the day. Pagan God, triple six on the sun. G 666. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Speed of light 666 million miles an hour. But you know what the Bible says, it's better to trusting the Lord than put confidence in man. Right off break. And the rocket scriptures from the Bible basically telling you that the world is, flat and it's not a globe. It's not a globe. It's not a globe. First day all the way to the fourth day, it just explained everything that was created. Separation of the firmament, the waters and the waters. I mean, we forgot that, or we deliberately don't want to believe that shit. Like it says in the word, don't think about these books at all, like the book of Jasher or the book of Enoch, which explains it. It's not in the Bible. There's a reason why it's not in the Bible. Old Testament. People don't want to listen to the Old Testament. People don't like that. At the end of the day, more questioning. But the Bible basically explains all that's in the world. But this what we believe today. This what we believe. The Big Bang Theory. We started off as a dad, boom, everything expanded, chaos, EMC equals MC squared, energy turn to matter, hot, cold, clash, and all that. And then we just got order. Just everything in perfect order. You know what I'm saying? It just don't even make sense. But you believe it. That's what they teaching. That's why you believe it. Because you've been taught it. You ain't been taught nothing else. The atom. The atom. Electrons, protons, neutrons. You see it. You can't really see what an electron is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they got atom smashes, particle accelerations. The joint go for miles. You know what I'm saying? Start off just, moving everything around, separating different stuff, and then go through the mile long train. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. It's just a bunch of fucking lies. I don't mean to be cursing, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. How small is the atom? And you can't see the electron where it is, so let's just make a microscope so we can just see everything. Everything. You can see all that shit, man. At the end of the day, it's so small, things can fly through it. Things flying through us right now. All the symbols of space agencies or people in space or claim to be there in space. But they got explanations for everything. Equations for everything. The rain, thunder. The Bible tell you everything was with the thunder and lightning, blessings and curses. I mean, that's what it's for. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? They got an explanation for everything. Where the waters come from. The Bible tell you where the waters come from. But they got an explanation for everything. Because science is war with God. They want you to believe in science. They don't want you to believe in the book. They don't. They want you to believe in the textbook. Like the calendar, Monday through Saturday. All this is pagan. Pagan. You don't even know what today is. At all. You couldn't know. Because your 7-day cycle is straight from the Romans and from the Greeks. The days is named after the stars. You know what I'm saying? The months. The months. We start the year on January. You know what I'm saying? The year starts in January. It just don't make no sense. The engineers to tell you today that they never been in space. Maybe one day they can make an Orion capsule that would take humans there. But 50 years ago, they said they were there. You know what I'm saying? Got pictures and all the stuff that you see now. They want you to believe in all the hoaxes, like aliens. I mean, it's just humans, animals, and plants. I mean, no other, nothing else. I mean, but they want you to believe in it. And this is the reason why. I mean, Acts basically tell you why. Acts 7:39 basically tell you why. Why you believe in it. All the way to today. More questions. It's just a bunch of questions. This road never changes. It goes east, west. It would never just change to go north, south. You know what I'm saying? It always go the same. We always take the same time to go this way, no matter what. You know, the earth's not spinning at the end of the day. It don't curve. You can see them. See the Statue of Liberty. You know what I'm saying? From places it should be under the. You can see the North Pole star like under the earth. It don't make no sense. But they believe that they came from monkeys and shit like that. Bananas and fruit and fucking. It don't make no sense. And fish. Buildings you see this thing Roman architect type shits. The Romans, you know what I'm saying? Roman Catholic, all this extra shit. They don't want us to forget. Oh, please let us forget this shit. The Earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, 666,000 miles around the sun. All this extra shit, and the sun spinning around in space, that's ever expanding. All this shit couldn't be possible if you was spinning. Shit like tight roping and high jumping, that shit can't be possible. You know what I'm saying? How would you be able to shoot a missile on Earth if the shit was spinning? How would you be able to coordinate that shit? Snipers don't use the fucking curvature of the Earth. That's that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The speed of sound, 768 miles an hour. The Earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour in some places. So how the fuck can you be able to hear anything if the Earth's spinning faster than you can hear? And these numbers just blow my head. Anything in the billions is just like, come on, billion years ago, billion miles away. This shit can't be calculated.
All right, so things that you can notice about the differences between the sun and the moon, they are the same size, but the lights are different. Sunlight is hot, moonlight is cool. You can check that out by going at night in the shade. It's warmer in the shade than it is outside of the shade in moonlight, because the moonlight gives off cool light. You can test that also by like a magnifying glass. The light going through the sun is gonna heat up and burn because it's magnifying it, making it hotter. You can't do that with the moonlight. If the moon is reflecting the sunlight, it should burn as well. But the moonlight actually doesn't change any degrees in temperature because it's a different light. It's a different light. Don't believe in stuff like this, please. You know what I'm saying? Look at it twice. I mean, these astronauts are in harnesses over green screen, and it's studio magic. The lady has a perm. I don't know if you can see that, but that says perm. Her hair is perm. 0G gravity. You see them in planes, and actually how her hair moves around. Her hair is not moving. Stiff. Everything stiff. Because they are in harnesses. They can barely move. It's all lies. The earth was rotating and spinning and moving. Like I said, this guy's moving slower. If the earth is moving this way, he will be going against the rotation, making him move slower, meaning his flight should go slower, getting there and back. It should be 1 hour this way. It should be like 2 hours getting this way. That's how you can just tell right in your face. But it's the same time. Minutes don't account for it. The earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. These planes only fly at 600 miles an hour. I mean, know what's going on in the world. So the earth is spinning around the sun. It's more and more stuff. You're standing here, this part of the year. You're standing further away from the sun. It's like different stars should be seen. Your location should be different according to the sun. But like I said, it's not, because it's not spinning around the sun. It's just not. You see the NASA images of the globe. You should see satellites all around it. You should see like stars in the background with you. You don't see none of that stuff because those pictures don't be real. You see the word glide. Why you see glide? Because when the spaceship so-called re-enters in here, it's a glider. It's not a spaceship. It doesn't have rocket engines on it like a commercial airline. It doesn't have any energy at all, right? Because there's no propulsion in so-called space, but they have rock. So it's supposed to be just gliding, like a thin glider, gliding back to Earth. But you can clearly see the engines. You can hear the engines in clips. Yeah, they let you come in and see that. You can actually hear how loud those rocket engines are. I mean, like I try to explain rocket engines as well. Another thing about rocket engines, they only go 6,000 miles per hour. Each engine, like the best ones that we have, 6,000 miles per hour. And they claim that they rockets that go, blast off, take off to the atmosphere, they go 24,000 miles an hour. I mean, the max speed on the rocket is is 6,000. So how do they do that? They say that they use staging or multiple rockets. They'll put 3 or 4 rockets on it, and then they'll get 24,000. It's not true. Your car does 200 miles an hour. I mean, that's the max it does. No matter how many max engines you put, it's not going to go beyond 200 miles an hour, because that's the max, MAX, maximum speed. So what they say is they put a rocket and it goes to maximum speed. Let's just say the 6,000, like it says it is on Google, 6,000. And then the other one kicks in, and then it goes from 6,000, 6,001, and then with that additional one, it goes to 12,000. The max speed is 6,000, no matter how you try to do it. I mean, but over the horizon radar. The horizon is just as far as your eyes can see, in your vantage point of what you see, but there's a radar for it. I guess they mean going beyond what they can't go radar, because they can't go into space, and there's no such thing as a curved Earth. The Earth is not curved. To do that, it's flat. So they're giving you technology that don't exist, that you believe exists, to reinforce the globe. There's no need for that if the Earth is flat. Of course, no need for satellites if the Earth is flat. And this has been before I was even born, 1950s, 1960s. They've been doing it for my grandparents, for my parents, for their parents, just molding it. For their parents. This is since the 1400s. This mindset is on the world. The eye of the storm. It's a lot with negative and positive charges going one way and going the other. But they say on the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, it goes different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of lies. I mean, that's what it's about. Taking God out your life, having you believe in science, believe in whatever they say, like the Earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, 882 miles around North America, practically hardly spinning around at the North Pole. So it's like if you live at the North Pole, Eskimo, kind of like if you live in places up north, when you come down to the equator, you should feel different, like nausea, like sick from the different spin, the different pressures, like. But you don't feel that. No one has recorded ever saying that it felt different. You know what I'm saying? It's just not possible. If the feather drops at the North Pole compared to a feather dropping at the equator, it should practically levitate at the equator. They're the same size. I mean, because of the spinning of the Earth. I mean, if you ever think about it, I mean, but nobody thinks about that because they believe that this exists. It don't exist. I mean, it's just to take your mind off God once again. I mean, you can see pictures of NASA showing you the Earth like this, how the picture, how the little picture taker, whatever machine they got, go around the Earth. Sometimes when you see the amateurs do it, you rather pay attention to them than NASA, because NASA show you all CGI. You'll see the sun and the moon in the distance over the Earth. It's like, how can that be possible? They're rotating around the Earth. I mean, it's impossible to see like sunspots on the flat surface when you see it in videos. The sun should be everywhere once again. But it's right there. It's over Earth. You be seeing flat lines at the horizon. You never see a curve. The camera makes the curve. The curve fisheye lens they use. Sometimes you can see the moon behind the clouds, or clouds behind the moon. It's like, don't let your eye, don't lie to your eyes. Your eyes not playing tricks on you. It's the truth. They playing tricks on you. Like this guy, Stephen Hawking. This nigga is, this guy's well renowned. For what? He can't speak. He can't move. I mean, he talked through a computer voice. It's like, how can you believe anything that comes out that voice? It's like literally the Matrix, for real. If you think about it, it's like they pushing those buttons. Everything he think about the black holes are theory. Black hole, those are theories. It's not true. You never seen that in your life. It's a rack of movies, rack of depictions of it. Event Horizon, been in paper, going through it, bring time. That shit not possible. Be for real. If you can control time, you wouldn't die. You would live forever on Earth. If you can control time, like just if you can control time, you'll send a spaceship somewhere. Come on, you can control time, you'll live forever. They don't got that technology, that capability. It's lies. But your eyes are useless if your mind is blind. It's like only thing you see is what they telling you to think about, like the eyes as floating around. What's taking a picture of that? I mean, where are the stars? Where are the stars in their pictures? How can you live on? How can that thing be barely not hitting the ground, but barely not flying off into space, and still be intact with the pressures and the so-called micrometeorites? They got the budget in the billions. They can make anything possible on screen. What you believe in it? Light years, a light year. Come on, what the hell is a light year? But they'll tell you exactly what it is. It's these meters. This such and such point something times the meters. 6 trillion million miles away. Hey, come on. It's a fucking Star Trek, George Lucas type shit. The closest star to the sun is 240,000 times farther than this. That sounds stupid. That sounds dumb. Just like this, when you think of Adam first, man, you think of the atom. You think of Earth, you think of this walls, Earth, drinking water. You don't think of the rain, where the water come from. You think of the bottle, dead part, the store where it come from. The moon is there, it's a luminary for the night. Did you think of the guy standing on the moon, standing on the light? Like being standing in light. It's like the stars. Did you think of these planets in star shape? It's NASA. It's heliocentrism. These the boats, I'm telling you, it's the ice wall at Antarctica that can't be, it's like 200 feet. It's like plains, it's like barren wasteland ice. These the expeditions. Throughout time, they never broke through the ice. It took these people 3 years to circle it. 3 years to circle the continent. I mean, if it's that small, they say it is on Google Earth, it wouldn't take 3 years to circle this shit. It surrounds the Earth. That's the edge. There's a lot of experiments. A lot of footage that NASA got. They say they got it. I'm saying all the missions. Apollo 11. Look at the time and look at the photos. They been up in their so-called was orbiting for 151 minutes, but it took 121 photos. Like that's like, you see this 400 in the other mission in Apollo 12, 470 minutes, 504 photos. It's like it's a minute they're taking photos. How can they be taking photos and trying to survive? Swinging around the Earth, swinging around the moon, swinging back around in the landing, so-called. It's a lie. It's a lie. And then you ask them, where are the pictures? They were destroyed. They were gone. Destroyed. There it is. Following the Freedom Information Request and an American Act committed in joint, they lost the footage, basically. Go check it for yourself. Everything lost, all the photos. They will tell you. Because they were never there. Using that, that's how you believe it. That's the history of radio waves, basically. Just talk about waves. Television and radio waves. How you communicate, how we use that technology, basically. Go check it out. But the radio waves cannot travel through plasma, which what you see in it, it's plasma. It's hot burning. It's plasma. But they can communicate with the rovers on Mars and rovers on the Wallies on the moon. They can communicate with that. How? If the radio signals can't go through the atmosphere, how? How can you communicate with it? It's a lie. Obama's talking about this. Come on, it's a lie. All these lies. Multiverse, evolution, moon landing, gravity, satellites in space, planets, fossil fuels, all that is lies. Just to make the globe Earth real. Like I said, when the moon is between the sun and the earth, there should be a black dot in the sky. You do not see a circle. Black dot in the sky. There shouldn't just be, in an eclipse, should be just like the light should shine behind it. The light should be all around the moon. But they're the same size. The sun is not that far away. My voice kind of like just gave up on but it shouldn't, because, things around you is real. Like, people out there killing each other for oil. But why? Why? What's so special about oil? Oh yeah, in the world we live in, oil is dinosaurs and plants. Fossils. Decay. Like I said, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. It's fine. What you find in us today. So they say it's non-renewable, and it's prehistoric, basically. They find it at 33,000 feet below the surface in dirt, you know what I'm saying? The fossils have never been found 15,000 feet deep. Never. But that's where they continue to mine or, dig up the oil. What they call it a fossil? Rockefeller. Geneva. That's why. There's so much oil. When you listen to a story about a man named Jed, the oil come out the ground. That's how abundant it is. Like water. Noah used oil for the ark. You guys didn't know. Like waxed it. And this image is, before this image, they already knew that the earth was round. That's what they knew, and they wanted you to believe it, but it's not. Like, I was born in 1971, I'd be like, what is this? But since I was born in 1984, it's like, that's what it is. And since my child was born in 2012, it's already established. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Everyone believes that it's real. Never seen it. Never seen a real picture. They keep seeing that same image this year. They keep showing you that same blue marble one in 1970s this year. You think about it. They look in the air all the time and see it. See light. Like if I had 3 guys, like put 3 people, women, men, whatever you want to do, put them like a block away and give them 3 different lights. Forget the temperature. Just give them 3 different shining lights in a dark, to the point where you couldn't see them on things. So it's like, how can you tell who's the furthest? How can you tell? How can you tell who's farther away? Oh, no. That star is 1 billion miles away and it's this side. And that's... How can you tell? How would you tell? How can you calculate that? At this rate, you know what I'm saying? It should be sunlight all on Earth. Everywhere. These stars are that big and that far away. It should be light everywhere. According to our so-called sun, that's a star, and how bright it makes the world. It should be light. It shouldn't be no night. Because at night, these stars should be so big and so bright that we could just see everything. If they're 100 billion times the size of Earth. That's the word. Laugh. That's the word. That's the word. It should be 12-hour sunlight everywhere, 12-hour darkness everywhere. It should be no time zones if the world was spinning. It shouldn't be at all. Your compass, it should just point straight to the ground. If we got a core, your compass shouldn't even be spinning around. It should just point directly to the ground. And south should always be in the air. I mean, literally, point out the compass. It should be scratching the bottom. North should be scratching the bottom of the compass, since it's pointing at the core of the earth. Come on. It's not real. Density. You can have honey and corn syrup, these different levels in the glass, and these things won't sink through. Because it's density. There's no such thing as gravity. All this shit should be sunk to the bottom if its gravity was real. It's the truth. Gravity is not real. It's not. It's not. I don't give a fuck what movie they made. Sandra Bullock, you put Forrest Gump in that joint. It's not real. Like I said, God said the earth is before the sun. Science said sun before the earth. God said the oceans before land. Science said land before ocean. Do you see how it is? That's the truth. That's the truth. Plants before the sun before plants. There's a soul, there's no soul. Life after death, no life after death. You know what I'm saying? That's science for you. Light before sun before light. They switch it up. They're not gonna take the truth. They're gonna switch the truth on you. That was a deceiver, a liar. I said all that stuff about the engines. These the specs of the engine. Do your calculation.